Hey there. How are you all doing this evening? I hope you've had a wonderful day. I've had a quiet day, but a very meaningful day. Um, Very deep within myself and introspective. It's not over yet for me, but I thought to jump on here now and do this and share something that was on my heart. And um, it's about relationships, romantic relationships. Okay. Now, I know that at some point in our lives, we have either had one, we're in one, or will have one. And I sometimes wonder why, when we're just friends, um, everything is okay until we put a label on it and say, oh, he's my boyfriend or she's my girlfriend. And then it gets deeper now when it's now he's my husband and she's my wife. And I spoke to somebody today who I tried to make understand that I don't think we really like our spouses, and I used to fall in that category. We say we love them, but they're like our enemies, and it might not be everybody, so it's not a blanket statement. It's for some people, and so I'll use myself as an example. When my child would do something, for example, I would, for example, if you say, oh, she didn't greet you, I may say stuff like, oh, maybe she's tired. Or I create examples and excuses for my children or my friends, But when it's my spouse that does something, then he must have done it to hurt me. Does that happen to you? Without maybe even knowing it? Does it happen to you where you think, no, he did this thing to hurt me, or she did this thing to hurt me, right? But if it was someone else, if it was a friend or your kids or your siblings, you come up with excuses for them. Now, what if we did the same thing with our spouses? What if we also give excuses for them as well? What if when somebody said, or when we think something, for example, he doesn't want to talk or he shouted at me, what if we also give excuses for them and say, well, he might have shouted maybe because I chose the wrong time to speak to him, maybe because he's tired or she's tired or she's going through her hormones at the moment, or there's something that happened to her and she's bringing it home. Would our relationships last longer? I just wonder. Because if we're able to do that for our children and we're able to do that for our friends, why don't we extend it to our spouses? Why? You could say, oh, she's my best friend. Oh, she may, no. It's because, but our spouses are our enemies. And I wonder why. We're either in competition as to who can, you hear stuff like, he didn't call me, I won't call him. Let's see when he will call me. And I wonder, is there a competition of who will call who first? Do you want to call him? If you do, why not pick up your phone and call? Why do we need to wait for him to call you first? Because you are now in a back and forth. What if you extended that same excuse that you gave to other people to your spouse? What if? Would our friendship with them be better? I mean, when I started to do that, my friendship and my relationship with my husband changed. I used to say that it's easy for us to love our spouses, but it's not easy for us to like them. Because the things you do for people that you like, my goodness. Now, what of love? You would imagine that it's meant to be double or triple or quadruple, but it seems less. So now, what if I say to myself, and this is what I actually started to say to myself, regardless of the behavior he exhibits, I know deep down he loves me. and he wants the best for me, and he cares for me always. Now, this is regardless of what he's exhibiting at the moment, whether stubbornness, anger, whatever, which all at the bottom of it is bunched on under fear. What if I just said to myself every point in time that he did something, that rather than saying, oh, he did it to hurt me, or he knew that this thing would do this to me, why not I just say he might be going through something at the moment, but I know at the bottom line, or at the bottom of his heart, he cares about me, and he's concerned about my well-being and welfare, and he loves me. And so despite what he's doing right now, underneath it all is pure love he has for me. And that shifted stuff for me, actually. That's the truth. It shifted the way that I saw him, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to the stories that you tell yourself about anything or anyone. Because they could have done the same thing to 10 other people, and everybody will have a different meaning. So it's the meaning that you give to things, and most times it's from your own personal experiences and from your past. It's never about now. It's always about something that happened on top something that happened on top something. So you always do this. That's what we say. But do they always? No, they don't. Another thing I started to tell myself was, I don't need to understand what he says or what he feels or what he's doing. As long as he does, all I need to do is respect it and give him the regards. So I don't need to understand it. I just need to respect that he feels that way, and so I'm good with it. And because I'm not attached to anything and any outcome, I'm okay regardless. So you want to go, even if I don't understand why he's going, that's fine. If you choose to go, my will for you is your will for you. It took a while, trust me, to be able to get to that point, because I used to think ownership rather than stewardship. I used to think he was mine, my husband, my own. I don't think that anymore. He's not my own, but he's my friend and he's my lover. But I'm only a steward. I don't own him, and I don't think he owns me either. Right? Neither do I own my children. I'm only a steward to my children. So maybe our relationships will last longer. Just maybe. If we at the bottom line felt that our spouses really love us and care about us, and they might be behaving like a monkey right now, but at the bottom of it, he loves me. Maybe we'll be able to give excuses for them the way we give excuses for our children. Maybe we'll be able to give excuses for them the way we give our parents or our siblings, because maybe we will like them more. What do you think? I think that our relationships will last longer. And you know, the reason why it's so easy for me to say things is because I say things that I do. I say things that I have done, I'm doing, and will keep doing, right? And I say things that have worked for me. And I'm happy to also share a lot of my mistakes. You know, I have nothing to hide, prove, defend, or protect, to be honest. I mean, everything that has happened in my life has happened for a reason. And it's for me to be able to jump on here every day and share something of me, from me, right? Yesterday I was talking about removing my superwoman cape and taking some fresh air, and I shared some of the things that I did that helped me. Today, I think based on the conversation that I had with my friend, I thought, hey, I know a lot of people, because you know, the most important relationship you can have is your romantic relationship. And if you have challenges in your romantic relationship, you will generally have challenges everywhere, because that relationship is connected to our heart, and that relationship is connected to our emotions. So if you are happy at home with your romantic relationship, you most likely will be happy in every other area of your life. Most likely. It won't be as bad as if you were very unhappy in your romantic relationship. It will definitely filter into your other relationships. So you want to choose right. You want to choose you first. You want to know exactly what you want in a relationship and who you want. And it's not from your place of pain. Oh, this guy hurt me, so I will not follow men who are tall, dark, and handsome anymore, because every man that is tall, dark, and handsome or Yoruba is a demon. Are they really? They're not all demons, So you want to be very clear about the relationship. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think so. You want to be very clear about the relationships that you want to have, especially the romantic ones. And please, 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 please become wholesome first. That list that you write, or he has to be rich, famous, he has to have six-pack, all those things that you write, are they really that relevant? My second question is, are you those things that you have written yourself? Because you can only attract who you are. You can only attract who you are. And most times we attract from our pain, and we get into relationships with people that we should never be in relationships with. Never, never. And I add the word never. But we're there already. What do we then do? That decision also is up to you. So maybe what we want to do is also appreciate our spouses more. That's also another level as to helping your relationship. Because we're very used to saying, oh, he did this, she always does that. But what about the things that they do that are okay? Even if, yes, it's so easy to connect with the negative things than the positive things. But can we teach ourselves to also connect to the positive things and appreciate people a lot? So one, give excuses for your spouses and know at the bottom of it all. And that's you being honest with yourself. Because the truth also might be that deep down that this man or this woman doesn't love me. And I'm only here for whatever reason. This person really doesn't really care about me. Because you can answer yourself. You can lie to other people, but you cannot lie to yourself. I've spoken to a couple of people in the last couple of days that know deep down that they're in the wrong relationships, but they're still there and still hoping and wishing. I'm not the one to tell anybody to get out of any relationship, but I'll tell you quickly, if your answer to yourself is this relationship is not working for me and does not empower me, rather drains me completely of energy and life, then you're most likely not in the right relationship. And so this exercise may not be for you. The exercise you may be doing is finding your way of getting out of that place so that you can be alive to be in love, if you get what I mean. But if it's a relationship that is salvageable and it's a relationship that you really want to be in, then tell yourself that my spouse really cares about me, and they may be once again behaving the way they are behaving, but at the bottom line, they do. And maybe come up with excuses for them. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they're this or maybe they're that. You would know who your spouse is and give the excuses that are worthy of your spouse. But then also maybe gratitude, thanking them for even what they're doing. Some people, one day some lady said to me, why do I need to thank him? He's doing his role. I said, why do we thank God? God too is doing his role. He created us, so he's meant to provide for us. But why do we keep thanking him for all the things that he does for us? He's doing his job. So just like you thank God for doing his job, thank your spouse too for doing their job. Because they had a choice and they chose to do it. They could have chosen otherwise. And so you want to be grateful also for their existence and their provision and what they're able to do in our lives. Sometimes if my husband gives me one, you would think he has given me one the way I would hype him. And it's not hyping from, I'm trying to psych him, but it's hyping from a place of pure gratitude that he chose to be a man of dignity and integrity. And so I'm grateful for that. and for me, it's from the bottom of my heart, to him and to all the people around me. So maybe it will help our relationships today. I'm gearing up for a conversation I'm going to have tomorrow. So today is like the preamble for that conversation. I wanted to set it in motion and then talk about it tomorrow. I know that your romantic relationship is one of the most is the deepest relationship you can ever have, and it can either break you or make you. So you want to choose right for you. You really do, so that you are alive, not just in the sense of being alive, but alive because you are really alive from within. And being with the wrong spouse or within the wrong relationship can finish you in one day, just as it can build you in one day. So you want to choose right. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, thank you all for joining. I wrote something down here. Let me share it with you guys. I'm going to wear my glasses. I wrote something here about God. I just picked up this notebook this evening and I opened this page and I was in awe of what I wrote. And I'm going to share it. God is life, a process we call life, with a product we call love, an expression we call creativity, and a quality we call freedom. He is divine. He is the source and the expression of unconditional love, a shapeshifter. He is everything to us as we need him. So if we need him to be a warm hug, that's what he is. If we need him to be tender and friendship, that's what he is. If we need him to be a God of everything, whatever you choose, because I believe that that's what Jehovah means. I become what I need to become. And maybe this is for somebody out there who is asking who God really is. I don't know. I just opened the page before I started this, and I thought, why not share this? There are people who are wondering, is God this or is God that? Who really are you, God? This is what I wrote down some years ago. I didn't even, it's amazing, that God is life, a process we call life, a product we call love, an expression we call creativity, and a quality we call freedom. So tap into that source today. A lot of times we think that what we're looking for is in someone, because that person can complete us, or in something because that thing can complete us. The truth from the bottom of my heart today is no one and nothing can complete you but the love of God that you have in your heart. And if you draw close to him, he'll draw close to you. Even if he's there already, he's not gone anywhere. But we feel like we need to do something special for God to love us. Whether you like it or not, God loves you and it's not going to change. So maybe we want to seek out that relationship with God so deeply that we will not need it from any human being. We will be so full of love within us, for us, from us to us, by us, with us, in us. And then we can either give it to other people, and it's also easier for us to see other people give it back to us. So this is where I end my speech for today. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And let's all go out and love today. And love from your heart. Love with no boundaries. Forget about all the hurt and all the pain that anybody has caused you. You've learned from the process and you have become stronger and you have become better. If you look at it as a learning, you will never cry at anything that happens to you. You will never cry. You will just see it, and even if you do, it'll be tears of gratitude that at least you learned in the process. and then you can use that to get into the next relationship with more learning. Let me use that word. You would have learned, you're stronger, you are wiser, and you can do better now because you know better. Okay? Have a wonderful evening. Mwah. Love and light.